Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With a host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Welcome to Remote Reality. This is Lauren.
And this is Dee.
We are coming to you with our True Crime Saturday. Today we are doing Toxic, Season 1, Episode 4, Don't Shoot Mommy. And Dee, I gave her the choice between this and Dateline, the Sliding Doors episode. And Dee said, let's do this one.
Yes, I wanted to do Don't Shoot Mommy. It just sounded interesting.
What sounds interesting about it?
Are you going to make me say that I had it misunderstood for like halfway through the episode before I realized what it was about?
I'll let you explain that once you realize it later in the episode.
They'll find out soon enough.
All of these episodes for this Toxic series have just been absolutely insane. Dateline, at least every once in a while, you get like a mass murder.
Mm-hmm. Well, this guy was pretty out there. It was scary.
Sean Diddy Combs update. The judge told him if he doesn't stop making faces at the jurors, they're going to escort him out of the courtroom.
Oh my gosh, what kind of faces is he making?
Well, when people are testifying, he's shaking his head yes or no. Jurors can see that.
That's not good.
It's interesting, though. I wish we could be in the courtroom. We can't see what's going on. I can have those reactions during court where I'm in disbelief, shaking my head.
So is he making the faces on purpose to kind of influence the jury?
Well, that's what it said. He was like shaking his head and looking at them to show if he agreed or disagreed with the witnesses. But because it's not televised, we just have to rely on other media sources that were there. So I don't know. Definitely interesting. I've never heard of that before.
No, me either. It makes you wonder what's going on.
So I've got a Liz update. Besides the Diddy update, I've got a Liz update.
What's going on with Liz?
She's been running a fever, like almost 103.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she's not feeling well at all. And let's see. Every time I look though, she's still been at her house. Okay, she's at work. She's at work today. She's alive.
Well, she must be feeling better then.
Hopefully. Yes. I hope she's having a great day at work. All right. On to the show. Toxic, Season 1, Episode 4, Don't Shoot Mommy. Elizabeth Chambers talks about generational behavior and whether or not we can break those patterns, which fascinates me. I saw this article about how when you're pregnant, if you're stressed out, you can pass the stress down to your child. So it can be inherited.
I come from a similar stressful background. My grandmother always worried about things, my mom, me, and I see it with my daughter as well.
Yeah, same. My grandma had anxiety, my mom. But in the nurture aspect, how you're raised, what you learn from what you see your parents do. So I don't know what cycle we're going to be breaking, but I do have a feeling this story is about Miss Kate Randa, who we meet first. She is the author of Killing Kate, and she has personal experience with generational trauma. I don't know if it's her experience, though. Her childhood seems pretty idyllic. Her parents, Robert and Susan, we meet them, and they seem very nice. Maybe it's not a nurture generational trauma for her. Maybe it's a nature one. Maybe there's stuff we don't know yet. Maybe it's somebody else that has these traumas. We'll keep watching.
She could be talking about somebody else.
She wasn't into Disney princesses. So she wasn't getting this idea that I go live with the beast and he turns into the love of my life.
She didn't have the idea that she needed a man to take care of her.
Are you into Disney?
No, I more like Harry Potter, Lord of Rings kind of thing.
I've read all the books and seen all the movies.
I've watched all the movies.
Oh my gosh, hold on. My cousin sent me a text the other day.
Okay.
Find it.
Is this about Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. She x-rayed someone the other day and she said, LOL. Well, just so you know, earlier this week, I x-rayed someone who shoved a Harry Potter wand up their ass.
No.
Nothing surprises me anymore. It went past the second sphincter and vacuumed that shit up. There's no exacto perfecto getting that out. He had to go to the OR to get it out.
What the fuck? Lauren.
I was so scared to Google sphincter. So I asked Rob what it meant.
It's a whole new wizarding world.
Maybe she was into Harry Potter. Hopefully not too deep into Harry Potter.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. In college, she meets this guy, gets married at 24, divorced by 27. Right after that first marriage, she meets somebody else, and it's a whirlwind. She gets married, they have a child together, and you start spiraling, and they end up in a divorce. I wonder how much time there was between her first marriage and her second marriage. I started seeing red flags with this second relationship.
Yeah, I didn't think very long. It sounded kind of like a rebound relationship.
Because when she meets the next guy, her son is 3 that she had out of this marriage before. It might have been a couple of years. Hopefully she had time to process that relationship, but she did go from her first marriage into her second one, and then her second one onto online dating. Have you ever online dated?
No, I have not. How about you?
Yeah, I didn't want to. My friend, he got engaged on Match. Really thought I should. This is like 11 years ago, 12 years ago, something like that. And we got snowed in. So we decided to drink and go sledding. And I woke up the next morning hungover. And his fiance says, Lauren, you got to go look at your Match profile.
How many were there?
There was a lot of messages, but I did not remember signing up. I was like, we got to cancel this now. And Amy, my friend Brandon's fiance at the time, now wife, but she said, no, come on, we're bored. We're snowed in. Let's have some fun. And then I was engaged 11 days later. Anyway, that is a story for a whole nother day.
No
Can
way.
I see red flags? Yes. Did I just ignore them because I was rebounding off a relationship? Yes.
All right.
But after 3 months, I was smart enough to get out of there.
It didn't take you long.
No. And my life is the better because of all of it. That's why I moved to Charleston. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, she's about to dive into this big, exciting world of online dating. This is back in 2007. She meets a pretty handsome guy.
Yeah, she meets Thomas online. He's 36, got beautiful blue eyes, very handsome, big smile, and he's an Air Force captain.
If you're online and Thomas pops up, what say D?
I probably would have, I don't know, what do you do? Like thumbs ups or something? I don't know.
I don't know. It's been a while.
I don't know how it works, but
Okay,
yeah.
we're going to, thumbs up means yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll keep talking. Thumbs down means next.
Okay. Yeah. So he probably would have caught my attention. He was kind of attractive.
Give him a shot.
Yeah.
And she does too. They go on a first date. He gives her flowers. He's handling contracts for the Air Force, and he's going to go to Iraq pretty soon. But he's into her, and he starts moving things along alarmingly quickly, which I know hypocritical coming from Miss I got engaged after 11 days. But I speak from experience. She does not know this man after 3 months. And she has a child, a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Having a child, I would think she would have been a little more cautious, but if people are feeling it, they're feeling it.
Yeah, but you got to think about it a little bit. When I got engaged after 11 days, I didn't have any children or responsibilities like that. But yeah, it's a little quick. So this is my first red flag. Also, it feels like love bombing. He's like cooking for her, making her dinner, taking her on shopping sprees, picking the son up from daycare, doing all these things to make her life easier, which is great. But it's been 3 months. Is it going to last? Or is he just putting his best foot forward?
It's a lot.
He also doesn't know her yet. So it is a lot for someone you just met. Get to know them. Figure out who they are.
I agree.
And she didn't feel like she needed someone to take care of her, but she enjoyed it because being a single mother, it was tough. And we meet in 2007. By September, she's getting a phone call from a man who said that Tom's been in a motorcycle accident and it's really bad. So she goes to the hospital and she leaves her job because she doesn't want him to be alone. So September, at most, they would have known each other, not even 9 months, not even the whole month of September, 8 months and some days, assuming they met in January.
Wow.
And she's got a kid and she's quitting her job to care for this guy because he has no one else. I'm thinking red flag. Why doesn't he have anybody around him?
Yeah, because his family is still alive, right?
Yeah. And he thinks his dad is this hero, great military veteran.
I find it very odd that none of his family are coming to the hospital.
And he's got an excuse for it. He says it's because after his first marriage, which he was married, his spouse cheated on him. and he left her, which is absolutely great. Some people can work it out, some people can't. That was his decision. I would think his parents would respect it and not cut him out of their life over divorcing that first wife.
I would think they would be understanding of that.
I think you've got one or two situations at this point. Either the parents are very toxic, so he's grown up in a toxic environment because they're just cutting out the son for saying, I deserve better. Or he's lying through his ass to you. That's not what happened in the first marriage.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Another possibility is he's actually the toxic person and his family doesn't want anything to do with him.
Let's get that Harry Potter wand out and make it all disappear.
I don't know if there's a spell for that or not, Lauren.
So right now, I'm seeing a lot of red flags.
Me too.
So it gets worse. It's not that Tom is declining in health.
What happens?
He said she's a good girl for basically stopping her life to stay at the hospital with him. He tells her to go home and look in the closet. What do you think's in that closet? Skeletons?
If there were skeletons in the closet, she bypassed them to get what he asked her to retrieve because she comes back to the hospital with an engagement ring that he has already gotten for her.
And she says yes. I know. I feel very hypocritical judging this, but I speak from experience. What the heck is this man doing with an engagement ring? Mine did not have an engagement ring after 11 days, although I had a very beautiful, like $30,000 engagement ring pretty soon after.
What
breakup was letting go of that ring.
Don't you have to give the rings back?
In our state, you do. It's a conditional gift, conditional on marriage. I wasn't marrying him for the ring. Wasn't worth that.
Tom and her have only been seeing each other, what, not even 9 months yet? At what point did he buy the engagement ring?
We've known each other at most, not even 9 months.
Wow.
Feels like it kind of came out of nowhere. Also, it feels like maybe this event would cause some trauma bonding.
Ooh, that's a possibility.
Do you think he wrecked his motorcycle on purpose? It was a nasty wreck. His bone was coming through his leg.
Well, and both wrists were broken. That would be diabolical. If he wrecked his motorcycle on purpose, I mean, that's
Toxic.
more than toxic. I mean, that's just crazy.
We'll see. The accident keeps Tom from having to go to Iraq. And by the end of the year, they're pregnant. And Dee has a whole new theory on the case. Now they're going to name their son William. And what's your new theory?
It's like the dad's crazy. William has inherited something from his dad and he's going to kill his mom.
Dee, it says, don't shoot mommy. I think the kid is telling the shooter, don't shoot mommy.
I've been watching it for 10 minutes thinking it was about a kid shooting its mom.
This is not funny. This is very traumatic.
This is my life, Lauren. This is my brain. This is how I think.
This is your brain on D.
It's because I need chocolate and I don't have any. I got these fucking raisins that I'm
Raisins
sitting
are
here
not
eating.
chocolate.
I know. It's the sweetest thing I have sitting here because everything else is gone. I ate the last of my Reese cups last night.
That would make me crazy too, eating raisins trying to pretend they're chocolate. We might have to do a break and send you down the street to the store.
It's probably the reason why I thought this show was about something completely different than what it's actually about. I need sugar.
I let you choose between this and Dateline. You're like, ooh, don't shoot mommy. That one sounds good. So yeah, they're engaged after a year.
And pregnant by January.
Oh my gosh, this is a lot. So she takes this pregnancy test around New Year's, and then Kate and Tom get a brilliant idea a few months later in March.
Gonna elope to Las Vegas.
And they do. And they have a lot of fun. They go out drinking. I'm wondering if he is still day drunk the next day when he says to her, I thought all the steps that I would need to do to kill my ex-wife. What the heck?
Like, what do you think is going through her mind at that moment? Right at that moment.
Well, what's going through my mind is he still drunk from last night? Did somebody drug this man? Because the stuff he's saying isn't making any sense.
But what do you think she's thinking? I would be like, what the hell have I just done?
I guess it depends on how much she felt like she knew him at that point, which we don't know when in 2007 they met, but maybe a year.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
What would you think?
I didn't know this person at all.
I bet she had red flags along the way.
I would say she did too. But apparently she's not very good at seeing them.
She's just colorblind. She's just ignoring them. She's just taking them and making a little bouquet of roses, little red flag roses.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's just ignoring the red flags. She's pregnant. She's engaged. She doesn't need to hear all of that. Besides, he told her that his therapist said that those kind of thoughts were part of the healing process. He's in therapy. That's a good sign, right?
I find it extremely odd that a therapist would tell him that that was part of the healing process.
We all have thoughts like, I'm so mad, I could just kill you, but not where you're planning out every step of the murder. It's more of like a fleeting thought. Why are you talking about this the day after your wedding when nothing's coming up?
Right.
I've got questions.
If I was her, I would have a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been satisfied with that answer, that it's just normal.
That's how he's trying to make it sound, though. It's just this fleeting thought. You don't plan out every step of it. Yeah, this is weird. But she's hooked now. She's married to him.
She's pregnant.
She's married. It's harder to get out. I don't even know if it's been a year.
I would be concerned, very concerned.
Yeah. But what do you do at that point?
I don't know. You're talking about this out loud. You're talking about a step-by-step on how to kill your ex-spouse.
And you're bringing it up completely out of nowhere.
Right after you got married.
Not good, Dee. Not good. So Tom was great throughout the pregnancy. He was supportive, went to her prenatal visits, put the crib together. Kate says that the first 2 years of their marriage were happy, healthy, stable. They were raising their child. I mean, but in the first year of their marriage, he's in a car accident that puts you out of work. You're unexpectedly pregnant and you're getting hitched in Vegas. And I still don't think you've met his parents.
That doesn't sound stable at all. Most people have met the in-laws too before they even get married. And with a baby coming, they would have been open arms to meet her if their only problem had been the ex-wife and him getting divorced.
That's a good point. Well, they haven't said she hasn't met the parents, but they haven't said she has, which
Right.
I think they would tell us at this point. So the math isn't mathing here. The show tells us that Tom, after 25 years in the military, decided to retire and they were going to move to Florida near Kate's parents, Susan and Robert. The dating profile we saw for him said he was 36. They met and got married within a year. So that would make him 37, 38 top. 25 years minus 38 would make him 13 when he joined the military.
I wonder if maybe the profile that we saw was an older profile and he just hadn't updated his age.
Or he was lying.
Or he was lying. Yeah.
And while they're moving to Florida to be closer to Kate's parents, he's isolating her, even in their own house. He would go to bed early and just start blowing up her phone, telling her to come to bed when she was trying to sit there and talk to her parents. Her other relationships became very hard for her to manage because of Tom.
Those are all red flags.
Preach. Elizabeth even calls it. Tom, he's pretty insecure. He tells Kate she can't have male friends on social media because male friends open the door to infidelity. Don't you know?
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't either delete the male friends or have one of those husband and wife joint Facebooks.
My gosh.
Yeah.
When you see that, you know somebody cheated. Tom is thinking that male friends lead to infidelity on social media. Yeah, that's not how that works. Not at all.
It's a stretch. And most of your friends aren't even local on social media.
If you're with a good person and you trust them and you are secure, it doesn't matter what your spouse does. You don't even care. The only time I ever have logged into my husband's Facebook is to play Monopoly Go on the alt account I made under his name. And I just log in, ignore all notifications, play my Monopoly Go, and log out.
You're out there social mediaing for your husband and he doesn't even know it.
No, he does know it. I was like, hey, can I borrow your Facebook to make another Monopoly Go profile? He's like, yeah, sure. And we've been together, God, I've known him over 15 years, but I've never looked at his Facebook. I don't even go to his Facebook page.
You don't even follow him.
No, I probably am not following him because I don't want to see all the stuff he posts. He posts a lot of AI stuff. Anyway, Elizabeth says he is trying to control and isolate you, girl. That is a huge red flag. I don't know that he's trying to do that. That's the effect of what he's doing, though. I think he's just so deeply insecure that he's trying to make sure that there's no way he loses her by isolating her from, I guess, the entire male population, all her females, dentist, everybody's going to have to be a female. He's going to have to be involved. I mean, that's a lot of work to have to feel that insecure that you have to completely control someone's life. That's exhausting.
Yeah.
If I felt that way, I'd break up with them.
I mean, he was controlling from what kind of hairstyle she had to the clothes that she wore. I mean, it was just.
Yeah. He started telling her what to wear. You know, don't dress too scandalous because he didn't want guys looking at her. Look, not every guy is going to look at her regardless of how she's dressed. Your gay best friend walking down the street isn't going to care at all. You can't control everybody else. You can only control yourself, dude. You need to get back into that therapy.
Yeah, it's sad because had they had a longer engagement, these kind of issues would have probably come out before she was married and pregnant.
I'm a very logical person. So to go from male friends on social media equals infidelity, I'm just like, bless your heart. You're not really thinking with your brain, are you? That's not what causes infidelity.
It was a pretty big stretch.
If somebody wants to be unfaithful, social media or not, they'll figure out how to do it.
Very good point.
So December 2011, somewhere within 4 years of them meeting, Tom is having a smorgasbord of painkillers from the VA for his motorcycle accident. He's high all the time. The control is getting worse. The mania is getting worse. And when she said mania and then explained what happened next, nah.
Just total chaos.
She's on Facebook and sees a comment from a guy she went to high school with and laughs. And he loses his absolute brain.
Yeah, this is a comment that she's just reading. I didn't even get the impression it was a comment between her and the person. It's just one that she's reading and laughing at.
That's
and
what I
he
thought.
loses his shit.
What does he do? What's the appropriate response to your spouse laughing at some person of the opposite gender's comment on Facebook?
I mean, you might ask what they're laughing about, but honestly, why would you even bother to comment at all?
Yeah. I mean, I think Rob would be like, what? He'd want to look at it and see something funny too.
Yeah.
And then he'd probably give me some witty response to say. But no, this guy rages out, gets in his car, leaves, starts blowing up her phone. Like, dude, if you're going to leave, don't call me. If you don't want to be around me, put the fucking phone down.
But that's not why he's calling. He's calling because he's gone to the strip club and he wants her to know that he is surrounded by beautiful women hitting on him.
Yeah, that seems a whole lot not the same as laughing at a guy's comment on Facebook. I already know. At that point, I would have blocked him on my phone. I would have taken my children and I would have left while he was at the strip club. He would not have come back to me.
I agree. She should have been running out the door. And I wouldn't have went to my parents because that's the first place he would look. I would find some place to go where he wouldn't be able to even find me.
That would be it. So he comes home. He goes and locks himself in the bedroom. And she hears him loading a gun. So Kate runs out on the doorstep to call 911 and she sees the garage door opening. And here comes Tom with their son, William. He puts William in his lap and starts driving off.
This is just crazy. She chases him down to a stop sign and she gets in the car with him. And he's like, get out. Get out. So she gets out. Why are you getting out?
I don't know that there's a good answer either way.
I know. But she gets out and he speeds off with William still in the car with him.
And goes back to his house. And she comes up on him trading military coins and stories with the police, telling them about how he was injured in a Humvee accident in Iraq.
Which we know the injuries he's talking about are the injuries from the motorcycle accident.
Because it's a domestic call, somebody has to leave the house and they send her away.
How was he able to fool them that easily with what had just transpired?
Because he was setting himself up as this war hero and making her seem like the crazy person, I guess.
It's like Jekyll and Hyde.
At this point, I'm getting an emergency hearing in family court for custody and separate support and maintenance. She just got away from that alive. I'm getting my kid as fast as possible and getting out.
Wow. I hope so. Well, she's talking, so obviously she's still here, but...
So Kate does something very similar to what I would have done. A great first step. She goes to her parents' house, and then she goes to the courthouse the next day, gets herself a restraining order, and then she emails Tom's head officer and tells him what's going on.
They're shocked to learn that he's no longer on the base because he works remotely. They have no idea that he's moved off of the base, which what does that make him?
That literally makes him AWOL, away without leave.
So now he's going to be in some big trouble.
Get him, girl.
She was smart. That was a smart thing to do.
What? Ship him out. They send him back to Virginia to base. Get your ass back here. You weren't supposed to leave.
You're in trouble because not only are you AWOL, you also forged those papers that gave you permission to move.
And he's detained in jail for a little bit. And as soon as they let him out, he goes AWOL again.
They lose his ass again. They don't know where he's at.
Can we put a tracker? Can we get a tracker, please? We have to get a, one of those ankle bracelet monitor things. So the military calls Kate and says, well, he's AWOL again. And we think he's headed south. She and her parents are very smart.
Yeah, they decide to go and get a hotel room somewhere where he doesn't know where they're at.
And they don't tell anybody where they're at. They keep it a secret, which that was your first thought of what you would do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what I said I would have done.
Now they're thinking with their thinking caps.
Well, I think they're starting to get scared of him finally.
I would be terrified.
Yeah.
Kate is looking over her shoulders. She just has this deep feeling that something's going to happen to her. And 48 hours later, she gets a call from the military, 48 hours after he went AWOL, saying that he's returned to base. And their recommendation is to have him court-martialed. But that's not exactly what happened.
No, they're going to give him his full retirement and get him the hell out.
They're giving him an honorable discharge.
They don't want to deal with him anymore. He can be somebody else's problem. And this is terrifying for her. And it should be.
It should be. Because this guy now, he's got all of his benefits. He's got money. He can afford to go wherever he needs to go. And he's gotten away with going AWOL twice and in a fit of rage taking their son. I don't know. Witness protection program. Somebody give me a new name and social security number.
Yeah.
Tom moves out west for a new job. And then he just stops paying their bills after 3 months. The car gets repossessed, isn't paying the utilities. That's pretty crappy. Your kid lives there.
Yeah. I mean, shouldn't he have been paying child support if nothing else? But you would have thought that he would have cared to have a roof over his child's head and food on the table.
She didn't take him to court for it. She got a restraining order that just says don't contact her, don't be near her.
Right.
So given that, when this mofo texts you and says, I was just having a bad night, I'll make things easier, what's the appropriate response? D. What's the answer?
Fuck off.
I am sending those text messages to the police and you're in violation of that restraining order. She really wanted to believe that it was just a bad night, even though it was a bad night that turned into him completely putting you in a desperate situation with your child by not paying your bills and letting your car get repossessed. That's more than a bad night, but okay, let's just wrap it up as a bad night and believe that.
Well, I think he's also blaming the addiction to the painkillers because he's now saying that he's no longer taking the painkillers and that that's the reason for his behavior that night. It's making her rethink everything because he had started the text messages with the fact that he was no longer doing prescription drugs.
It's all just BS.
Of course it's BS, but
it doesn't make sense. Great, you stopped the drugs, but you've been doing them for years, and that's very good for you on your journey. You're not getting another chance.
Yeah,
you already chose that over me and your son.
But we all have had at least one friend that no matter how shitty they get treated, they fall and will make any excuse for the behavior of the other person. So if she's looking for a reason to get back with him, then the drugs is going to be it. The fact that he's not taking them anymore and things, could be different or better.
Even though it's not logical, she'll grasp onto anything.
That's exactly what I think she's going to do.
Wrong answer. Not what you do. Not what you should do. We were doing so good.
I know.
Hotel rooms, hiding identity. The man had moved all the way to the other side of the U.S.
Restraining orders. I mean, she had it all like bam, bam, bam. She did it, except I would have went to court with a divorce, child custody order, something.
I would have figured it out myself without him because I wouldn't rely on that man for anything.
Mm-hmm. And all of this from the girl who didn't really believe in Disney princesses.
Once that man rode off with a gun and my kid in the car,
There'd have been no coming back from that.
the man who told me the day after we got married that he planned out every step of how to murder his ex-wife.
I think she's forgotten, apparently.
Is she taking his medication? She didn't want to get divorced for a third time. She wanted her family back together. She wanted him to get that 6-figure-a-year job and support her while she was a stay-at-home mom so she can completely rely on him financially. Okay, that sounds like a terrible idea at this point, but she wanted that. Well, you know what? You can want in one hand and shit in the other, see which one fills up faster. I don't even know what that means. My dad says that.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what that means either, Lauren. I kind of get what she's saying. She just wanted her marriage to work. She just wanted the father of her children back. It's, abusers do this cycle of stuff. They go through bad moments.
It's a cycle of abuse. You have the blow up, you have the tension building stage, you have the honeymoon stage. Like, I'm so sorry, I'll come back. I will be the perfect person. They are who they are. They can't control themselves. It repeats. And then they feel bad about it and they apologize and then it repeats. So want in one hand, shit in the other. Obviously, your hand's going to fill up with shit before it fills up with things that you wish for.
Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying. And yes, cycle of abuse was the word I was looking for.
And they mentioned that it takes 7 to 9 times of leaving.
I believe that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Elizabeth asks, do you regret taking him back? The title of her book is Killing Kate. Do you think Kate's going to regret it?
100%.
That's what she says. The plot thickens. And speaking of the book, we come back to the generational trauma because in Kate's book, she tells her audience that Tom says that his dad cheated on his mom and abused him and his brothers. I don't know that Tom is the most reliable witness right now.
So far, we haven't seen anything where Kate says that she's met his parents or spoken with his parents.
What we do know is that he villainized his ex, saying that he left her because she cheated on me. She's the bad person. And then the day after he marries Kate, he tells her, well, I had planned how to kill her every step of it. And then he starts acting wild with Miss Kate here.
I think we might be seeing the reason why there was no family that showed up at the hospital after the motorcycle accident.
Maybe when his dad called him a narcissist because he was being a narcissist.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
And is a narcissist going to cut another narcissist out?
Possibly. They don't like to be called out on their stuff.
I just wonder if she ever met any family that cooperated this.
I would like to know that.
Because I'm not jumping immediately to generational trauma. I'm jumping immediately to what else do we know besides what Tom told us?
So far, we've seen that he has been toxic with an ex. He's been toxic with her. So it can only lead you to believe that he's probably had a toxic relationship with his parents.
This man has no truth in him either. You think he's really coming back and making 6 figures a year and you're going to be a stay-at-home? No.
But she wants her marriage to work, so she believed him.
Yeah, the story sounds great. A lot of it sounds wild. It's very possible that he could have been abused. But why doesn't he have a relationship with his brothers or his mom? Yes.
Yeah, I'm not buying this yet.
3 months into this reconciliation, she sees her son wobbling around woozy, having trouble walking. Her little son. And she takes him to the hospital because she knows he drugged William.
Sick. Just sick. What is even the reason?
If your mind is in a place where he could possibly do that, why are you there?
Why are you there at all?
That my mind would never jump to Rob hurting our son.
Exactly. In a healthy relationship, it wouldn't. So why is her mind going there? Because she knows deep down inside this guy is crazy. Something is seriously wrong with him.
And she tells the police officer things aren't okay at home. So When she gets home, she is going to be meeting
Child Protective Services.
Now we get to meet this lovely lady as well. She has a very cute blue suit on. It's navy blue. She's got a sharp white collar. She looks sharp. She's looking good. I want that suit.
I don't think he's going to be able to fool her.
I don't think so either. She's a strong lady with a strong fashion sense. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
So Miss Chantrice, she escorts Kate into the house. She separates Tom and Kate, and Tom's in a different room. She says, you go pack a bag for you, pack a bag for your son, and you go to your parents' house. If I find out you've come back here, I will take your child away from you.
Came in strong, just like we thought she would.
The only thing that worries me is her parents' house. Maybe tell her to go to a hotel under a different name.
And just on a side note, I'm kind of curious, where's the older son?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't have permission to be on camera.
Tom is the third marriage, but there was a son that was born
in the second marriage.
In the second marriage as well. So where is he in all of this? Like, he's not been mentioned any, so I'm assuming he's not with her.
Or she just doesn't have permission to talk about him on TV, like in the public.
Yeah, he's not been mentioned in any of the stuff.
If he's not there, that's probably the best.
It's good. He's been spared all of this.
But CPS drops the charges. The testing was inconclusive. There's nothing that can prove that Tom tried to drug William. That's when Kate was able to get away in that moment. While they're separated, things intensify. He's stalking her. He's writing her job and saying she's getting drunk on the job and sleeping on the job. He's constantly texting her to that restraining order. She must have released it or something when they
moved back in together. That's what I was thinking. But he's doing everything in his power to take away any sources of income for her.
The stalking, the email, get a PI. Here's my proof. I don't know. This is dangerous behavior.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's extremely dangerous and unpredictable.
Especially with this man having firearms.
Good point.
And having taken the child before and tried to drive off with a loaded gun.
He's a ticking time bomb, I think.
I don't even know if she's been to family court yet. They haven't said that. They just said that she's sharing custody. I just can't imagine that you couldn't do an emergency hearing on this.
After everything that's happened, I can't either. I can't imagine that she couldn't do an emergency hearing.
And can I call it or what? Because Elizabeth tells us they don't have a custody order in place. Yeah, that was obvious. He would take William and ignore phone calls because he would say, I don't have to give him back. There's no custody order. The first thing I said was leave and get the court order. It's to help maintain the status quo. It's to keep you from having to deal with this. If he doesn't bring your child back, he's in contempt of the order. He's in jail.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I'm going to speculate that because of all the financial issues, she probably has not been able to afford an attorney.
That would be my child's life. I'm charging it on a credit card. I'm working at a strip club to make ends meet. At that point, you do what you have to do. He probably has her doubting herself a lot, though, and she's probably questioning whether or not it's really as bad as it is.
That's a good possibility, especially since there's the whole cycle of abuse thing that's been going on for years now.
And now we see William. He has grown up quite a bit.
Yes, very handsome young man.
Tom's shenanigans continue. His criminal behavior. Tom goes to family court and just maybe try to put the court on his side. He does something that is perjury. It's criminal, lying to law enforcement. He falsely accuses Kate of abusing William. This happens. It shouldn't. People get in a lot of trouble for it. Your attorney can't get you out of that. You have to be honest with the court. You have to have candor with the court. You can't go lying to DSS and making up allegations and wasting taxpayer resources. But people think they've got a good idea. They think, hey, this will work. It won't.
Terrible.
In 16 years of practicing law, I can only think of one person, but it happens.
It's sad.
And this file finds its way to the right hands. It goes to Shanitress.
Thank God.
She remembers this case. She calls up Tom and she lays down the law. I'm going to take your kid away from you if you don't go get a custody order in place by a judge. She knows the judge isn't going to put up with that BS.
She is on it. She is on fire.
Shanitra's my hero.
We knew she was going to bring it.
She's bringing it.
She is bringing
I
it.
hope she gives it to him good. In a bad way.
God.
She's a guardian angel. And after she tells Tom, take it to the judge, Tom just goes quiet.
Scary.
Sometimes silence says it all. It says, you get to the judge and get that order in place. Don't count on this man to do anything that should be done. You go get it done. She's probably doubting herself.
Kate also is scared. Shanitris is the first person in authority who has seen Tom for who he is and believes her.
She's starting to think, maybe I'm not overthinking this.
He's going to see this as a loss, and that's not good because he doesn't like to lose.
He doesn't like authority figures.
Mm-mm.
So we go to the fall of 2012. Kate has moved into a new apartment. Pretty soon after moving in, her tires are slashed.
Not a good sign. Wonder who it could be.
She knows.
Yeah.
So she calls her dad, and her dad comes over and goes upstairs with William, and she calls the police.
Detective Jessica shows up. Do you have any idea who could possibly have done this?
Because Jessica hasn't seen Tom in the complex, his car isn't there. There's no witnesses that saw him do it. There's no evidence. Detective Jessica can't pursue that any further.
It's like he's one step ahead of him.
She knows, but you've got to prove it.
It's almost like he knows exactly what to do to keep from getting caught. He does just enough and then backs off. And Kate tells Jessica as she's leaving, he is going to have to kill us before you people will do anything about it.
The foreshadowing here.
The sad thing is there's so many stories like this. I would think there would be video cameras around.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Is Tom a genie? It's like he poof, disappeared out of nowhere. And then as soon as the police leave, Robert starts walking out the door to go home, leaving his daughter and grandson behind. Boom, his cars are right there in the parking lot. How did they miss that?
Thinking that he might have Harry Potter's invisibility cloak.
I was thinking the same thing. He had the car under the invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
He's not that magical. He would be Slytherin, 100%.
Totally.
So Robert calls Kate and says, call 911. His car's here. I wonder, did they just miss it?
He was probably somewhere at a distance, staking it out. I don't think her dad said he was in the car, but he sees his car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he's hiding somewhere.
Yeah, but if they saw his, the invisibility cloak, that's why they didn't see his car.
Yeah.
Tom is at their door. She's still on the phone with the 911 operator. She and William, her son, are pushing the door shut. Then you hear gunshots and screaming. The 911 operator then says, okay, they're coming to help you. That's the most excited I've ever heard a 911 operator get. Usually they're just like, calm down, put a Band-Aid on it, just apply a little pressure. But she was like, okay, they're coming. We've got him. They're on the way.
Hold on.
Kudos to that 911 operator for having an appropriate response. Oh, this fucker. So he goes in. He has shot Kate in the chest, shot her dad through the hand. He fires another shot at Kate through her hand. And then she hears her dad grunt and she's thinking that he just killed her dad. This in front of your kid.
Who does
What's
this?
that? At what point do you see what you're doing and stop? Maybe when William says, Daddy, don't shoot mommy.
How sad is that? How sad is that?
Sad.
That a child sees that, has to beg a parent to not shoot their other parent.
It saved her life, probably.
It probably does. I'm sure it does. She's talking, so we know, but just horrific.
You okay, D?
Yeah, it's just awful.
It is. I didn't realize William was only 4.
I did not either. When they said he was 4, I was like, oh my gosh.
He's the same age as Jake.
Yeah.
And he
Wow.
does. He says, Daddy, don't shoot mommy. Damn it. I'm going to cry now.
know.
He says, Daddy, don't shoot mommy. That's what snapped him out of it.
Yeah.
He told Kate to run. Before that, he was taunting her with the laser like he was going to shoot her and kill her. But he said, Daddy, don't shoot mommy. And then he told Kate to run. And she did. She ran outside and collapsed, and they were able to get her.
What a traumatizing experience for a 4-year-old. You know, he's never going to forget that.
No. So when Kate walks outside, she falls over, and Detective Jessica tells her, can you walk over here to us?
The fuck?
She said, it's not going to help anybody if an officer goes in and gets shot. It's not going to help this woman who's been shot twice if she's laying there bleeding out.
Never heard of that. for them to ask the person to walk towards them and not go and get them themselves.
He just got shot a couple of times, but just get up and come on over here.
Come our way. Come our
I
way.
mean, they have tactical gear.
I know.
And then she tells them, my 4-year-old's in there with him and my dad. I hope that lights a fire under their ass. After Kate walks out, Tom is just going crazy. Robert gets up. He tells his 4-year-old grandson, come on, William, let's leave. And they walk out and Tom doesn't say anything. So Robert is the one that saves the day because then he walks outside and you hear him on the phone saying, I love you, and helping his daughter up.
With all of the police around with their vest and everything on, it's the elderly father who comes out the door and gets his daughter off of the ground in front of the door.
Elderly father that's been shot twice already.
Exactly. While the police are still waiting.
The police that have bulletproof vests.
Exactly.
And guns.
Exactly. I've never in my life seen anything like this. So Robert is finally able to get Kate over to the ambulance. And that's when Detective Jessica sees Kate. And Kate is telling her, I told you.
Tell her, Kate.
I told you. I fucking told you this is what would happen. And Jessica's, I'm sorry.
But does she think she did anything wrong that night?
Hell no, she don't. She's asked that. And her response is, no, I did everything I was supposed to do.
They didn't have any evidence. She had just left. Did you miss the car? Did he really have an invisibility cloak? How hard were you looking?
It was like 10 minutes. They said she had only been gone 10 minutes from the scene.
And he sneaks back up and shoots her, and you didn't see his car anywhere around.
Apparently not.
If it's only been 10 minutes since she left the scene, I think that they would still be getting everything set up to go in. That's still a pretty quick response. It could be a quick response, but it just doesn't seem quick enough.
One of the reasons why they weren't getting Kate from in front of the door is they couldn't have police officers rushing in there and getting shot. So they were treating it as a hostage situation.
So yeah, maybe there's nothing that Jessica regrets about what happened that night.
Yeah, I don't think they rush in hostage situations. That's hard to say.
Definitely question myself about how hard I looked for that man's car.
That I would. I agree.
Jessica is airlifted to the hospital because of her chest wound. Her dad is driven by ambulance to the hospital. And I'm just as surprised as Dee that Tom is still alive.
I thought for sure that it would be a standoff or maybe a suicide or something like that. When he walks out, I'm like, you're kidding. He's alive?
He looks like he's wearing protective clothing. He's got the all white, no laces or anything on instead of the typical orange jumpsuit with a drawstring. That looks more like protective custody.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to convince the police that he didn't do it.
Acting like he didn't do anything.
Acting like nothing happened. Same old day.
Got a lot of respect for you guys.
Bringing up his military. I don't know how well that works when
you're holding the smoking gun.
Smoking gun.
That's what I was looking for.
Even after being caught with a literal smoking gun, as Elizabeth tells us, 4 years later, Tom goes to trial and he still leans on this defense that he had just gone to the VA earlier that day. They had just changed out his medications and he was having flashbacks from war. He better have some VA records to back up this story. If he's leaning on this defense, they have to have some sort of proof of it.
It's a hot mess.
So Tom pleads not guilty. He wants them to take him to trial. And the prosecutors tell Kate it's a risk. When you go in front of a jury, it's a risk. Jurors love their military. The defense was claiming involuntary intoxication. I thought at that point they were going to do a plea, but they go to trial. It takes the jury 2 days to decide on a verdict. So what do you think? Are they going to say guilty or not guilty?
I'm going to say guilty. What about you?
I think that they're going to find that he's guilty only because she wrote that book. And if he wasn't guilty, then we might have a second story about her being sued for defamation or something. These editors, man, they had me for a second because they show Kate and they said they came back and they found him and she shakes her head no. And I'm thinking, what?
Like, no way.
They found him guilty.
They did.
Oh my gosh, toxic with your editing.
Good one.
Gets 60 years, no parole. I'm guessing that was attempted murder for a 60-year sentence. Usually you serve about 85% of it.
He deserved it. He put her through hell.
That's about 51 years. That would be mandatory. Basically a life sentence. Yeah, he put her through hell. He put her dad through hell. He put his son through hell. Tom's not looking as great as he did in that dating profile.
No, he didn't.
Not in that mugshot. And Kate, she thinks he's a full-blown psychopath.
Yeah, I agree, Kate. I agree.
Yes. Was he Florida man? Kind of worse. I feel like there needs to be an alligator involved somehow for him to be Florida man.
Or no clothes.
Or no clothes, right?
Yeah, 'cause they're always running down the road naked down there.
I mean, this is wild. This is crazy. But is it Florida man crazy? Maybe. I'm on the fence.
Well, Lauren, this did happen in Florida.
That's true.
So technically,
Technically,
it could be Florida man.
we'll give him the Florida man award.
Okay.
That's all he's getting. So we're back with William, and Elizabeth says, your grandfather was allegedly like this. Your father was like this. Are you worried that you'll be like this? Let's reserve some of the trauma for this kid. Why are you asking him that?
You know, that was my thought too. I'm like, why are you even asking him this?
Has anybody met his parents?
I still have not seen anybody say anything about talking to this man's parents.
Why are we choosing to believe what this crazy person said? It was another excuse for his behavior. He had excuse after excuse that he tried to come up with. I hope they had something more before they went and asked William that.
Yeah, I thought it was unnecessary.
It's inappropriate. In the last 12, 13 years, they have been advocates for protecting women against violence. We see them speaking at rallies, trying to get the legislature to pass bills to help protect women. We see them meeting with government officials. So hopefully they're finding some purpose and some mission in this. They didn't choose what happened to them, but they're making a change in this world.
Being an advocate.
Well, that does it for Florida man. Send a day. Don't do online dating. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just get to know somebody. Get to know someone first.
Right. But if you haven't done online dating, I don't know that this would be a good story to get you to do it. Is Match even still around?
I don't know.
I
I just know that one of our old office neighbors met his wife on Match in like 1997. And he said back then you would see the profile, but you'd have to wait for the picture to upload. It's just suspense for the 20 minutes it takes to upload that picture.
Yeah.
On your dial-up server.
Yeah, because you're just like seeing part of their face, part of their face, part of their face over a short period of time until you finally
see, he was explaining you're seeing the body. You're like, feet?
See, I'm thinking face. Gotcha.
Because they weren't doing selfies in 97.
Well, they could have done an Ola Mills head portrait.
You're going to John Benet Ramsey your dating profile? Boy, if you online date, I'm going to have to coach a girl. I'll get you engaged in a week.
I will be online dating.
Well, that wraps it up for Toxic Season 1, Episode 4, Don't Shoot Mommy. Thanks for listening, Channel Surfers. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star review. Make sure you hit subscribe, whether you're in Apple Podcast or in Spotify. Come join our Facebook group, Remote Reality, and share with your friends. Right now, I think we have like a steady 30 listeners per episode, so that's pretty cool.
Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Thanks for tuning in. My 30 channel surfers. Okay, well, I'm one of them, you're one of them, and Liz is one of them. But yeah, let's see. My first goal is, can we get 100 people in the Facebook group? That would be pretty cool.
It would. But, it's a baby, so.
It's only a month.
Well, it's going to grow.
Well, that's why I'm setting my goals small for now.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thanks again for listening. So we'll see you on Monday with Sister Wives Tell All Part 3. Or Tuesday, we'll be back with 90 Day Hunt for Love. And next Saturday, we will be back with our Saturday True Crime. I'm about to go enjoy the beach. You guys have a great weekend.
Let's ride.